By the way, I've got this set up so that I'm seeing 60-watt carrier on the amplifier rather than the usual 100. And when I talk it up, it peaks up anywhere from 200 to 300 watts, which is about what you would expect, I guess, for only 50-watt carrier. The other night when I was trying to check into the 160 meter group, I just blindly set it up to the usual 100 watts. That's when I got these reports of sounded like double sideband and no carrier. They said I sounded perfectly good if they switched over to either upper or lower sideband, which, you know, that makes sense. If I was transmitting a double sideband suppressed carrier signal, which I apparently inadvertently was, well then if they would switch over to single sideband, they would hear me just fine. Well then later, as part of this K4 groups.io, I was reading some talk from one of the guys that is a real AM guru, W8XW. His name is Jeff, I believe, down in northeast Ohio, just a couple of miles from one of my cousins down there. He's got a K4, and he's having the same goofy problems I am, and he discovered that if you shut the ALC off, and if you only crank it up to the point where he also runs a KPA 500 amplifier like I am. He said if you don't try to drive it past 50 watts on the amplifier with no modulation, then it sounds good. Now I'm going to try it the other way. I'm going to try to boost it up to 100 watts carrier and modulate 400 or 500, and just see how it sounds. I'm not going to do it here with you now, but maybe tomorrow or the next day we can try this again, and I'll have the other adjustments made. Well, like I said, once you get it set the way you want it, if you start turning knobs, then all of a sudden the ALC comes back on and you got nothing. You hit the mic button, you look at the amplifier, and there's zero. So it's really a screwy setup what they've done to this AM operation. They've done that, I have no idea. Anyway, back to you, Tim. WB8UHZ. This is W8XW.
Okay, Art. W8XW, WB8UHZ. I've thrown just about all the highs I can at you now with the equalizer, and I've dropped the lows all the way down. You know, the starting at 1,000 and then or 500 rather, and 250, and drop those down. So I don't know if I can throw any more highs at it. The mic I haven't changed. It's still the MD100 Yaesu, and it was set underneath. There's switches underneath that I set up for AM phones. So maybe I have enough highs now for you, so you're not missing any of the individual words. I don't know if I gave my call. WB8UHZ in Hemlock, Michigan. Very good. Yeah, I'll be glad to test it with you again. And yeah, Jeff, W8SAJ. He's a big Drake guy. He used to do a lot of repair and restoration of radios, particularly Drake radios. He may still do it. I don't know. But very, very knowledgeable. I would expect that would be a guy that I would get in touch with, maybe email on questions, because I'm sure he's analyzed the K4 if you have any questions about it. And of course, you're going to keep working on it and figure everything out too, but you might, I think you said you were going to get a hold of the company and ask them, why is this occurring on AM, and what do you do about this? And maybe they'll come out with some software that'll change that. And Okay, I'm hearing you well on it sounded like the guys on 160, when they went into sideband, they were hearing you because you weren't the rig wasn't inserting enough carrier to allow the receiver to modulate the signal, so they inserted the carrier by going to sideband. Yeah, that sounds like that's what was going on, although I wasn't there. And but it does sound really good right now. Boy, we're having a nice day here. It's 60 degrees. It's bright, sunny. There's barely any breeze. I didn't go for a bike ride today. I did yesterday, early in the morning. Yesterday, I think it was about 41 or 42 when I went out. I'll tell you, the grass is growing. I'd say in front of the barn, it needs cutting now. So I don't know. The only reason I said I'm not ready for spring is it just seemed like we didn't have a winter. Not much. Well, we did have a couple of, we had our winter in February and early March. But other than that, geez, we didn't have much of anything. World probably got hit pretty good, though. W8XW. WB8UHZ.
WB8UHZ. This is W8XW. Well, I can see that, looking at the display here on the receiver, I can see that you did put some more highs in. But what's going on there? I know you said you're using the Flex 5000, and I don't think you use it very often. And I don't have a clue what microphone you're using, but it does not have the usual crisp audio that some of your other rigs put out. For some reason, at least not today. And it just makes it awful hard for this old timer to catch every word you say. Well, anyway, yeah, we're having a beautiful day up here. I'm reading 64 degrees, and it's full sun. The son and his wife are out in the backyard working on that garden that he's just bound and determined that he's going to have a big time garden. And I'm hopeful for him, but I don't know. We got all these big trees around here. The only sunshine he's going to get on this garden plot is between 10 o'clock in the morning and about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And outside of those hours, it's going to be shaded. So I don't know how well he's going to do. He did say that he tried to pick stuff to grow that does not require full sun. There's no way he's ever going to grow sweet corn, which would be nice, I guess. But we'll see. We'll just see. And he's going to grow things the organic way. He's become friends with a guy up the road that has an organic dairy farm. It's not a regular crop farm, it's just dairy farm. But this guy is organic. He takes all the byproducts of the cows, you know what I'm talking about, and turns them into Christ, I can't remember the name. Gee whiz. That name that I'm trying to say, it always escapes me. It's not mulch. They take the manure and they age it, and what the heck is that stuff called after that? Anyway, the way these organic farmers grow crops, they don't till the soil like a normal farmer does. They cover the ground with cardboard, and then they put about 6 inches of this stuff down, the stuff that I can't remember the name. That's what the growing medium is, rather than the dirt
on the bottom differently. So I've already added all the highs I can add, and so I just decided I would switch mics. And I got a screen, a speech screen, or a windscreen I should call it. And let me take that off. See, that might help a little bit. I don't know. Let me look at the monitor here. Hello, 1 2. Hello. Yeah, there's more audio now with the windscreen not on. Just I can see it. I don't know if it's going to do much, but yeah, very good on everything. That 638 is a high impedance mic, or maybe it has dual impedance. But it sounds, again, you sound very good. And on the organic farm, yeah, there's a gentleman down the road. There's a few organic farms around here. And there's a gentleman down the road that, really nice guy. He's into bees. He's retired. And got a lot of bees and organic farming. He just sold, though, most of all of his land, so he's down to about 3.5 acres. So what he's doing now is much smaller, obviously, just around his house.